there was a member of our church who was working for a warehouse, a grocery warehouse, and there was food that she noticed that was going to waste because it was expiring soon, or the labels they were discontinuing. And so we were in a missions meeting, and we kind of just discussed how awesome it would be to connect this food to people in our community that needed it. And so out of that idea, Feed That Ministry was born. The ministry connects these groceries and other items, and they're different every week. Canned goods, macaroni and cheese, different things like this. And so we provide food, supplemental food, to people that are in need. Well, first off, we put a big sign outside that says we have a feeding ministry that provides food. And so I guess the word just spread, and we're connected with other Christian-based organizations, and so they direct people to come here as well to help with supplemental food. Well, originally our volunteers are from the church, and we've had a lot of people that are members of the church who have volunteered to be a part of Feed That, and there's so many different ways that they can do that, from bagging groceries to distributing the groceries, to unloading the Feed That truck, and keeping the room clean and things like that. But we noticed as people came and got groceries, they wanted to get involved, the actual community themselves. So we have also people that come through the line who come and volunteer with us as well. And there's other companies that have their employees that come and help. And so there's a lot of different ways that the community is getting involved in Feed That as well.
It's truly been a miracle, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it. There are stories after stories after stories of groups coming in from all over the country and lives being touched, and there are numerous untold stories. St. Tammany Parish really was blessed by these outside groups, and this church was tremendously blessed. The office I'm currently in was totally redone by volunteer groups, for example. This church would not have been able to operate unless it had been for the time and the talent and the treasure of the volunteer groups coming in. That actually enabled the folks in this church to then turn outward and help their neighbors, help the community. So the volunteer effort multiplied. So it truly was a miracle. This church was an incredible witness to the community because as we were trying to recover ourselves, as I said, we were turning outward to help in the community with people's homes and whatnot, but we had to put off things that you would normally get done. We were blessed to be able to get the sanctuary completed and the Family Life Center completed, but we had an education wing that has sat empty for the past 10 years. And just a couple weeks ago, what a blessing it was to have the lights turn on for the very first time in that entire wing, first time in 10 years. And very, very soon, we're going to be getting our occupancy certificate to use that once again to build the kingdom of God. They reach down really deep and find what really counts in life, and it's something that's meaningful, something that's purposeful. They know that what they do counts, and I think when people realize that, then they can't do enough, and because it fulfills them so much. We think volunteers do it to help other people, and that is very, very true. But the beautiful thing about volunteering is that you truly help yourself, and it gives you that self-esteem, that self-worth, those, fuzzy, warm, feel-good kind of things. And that's why people then do more and more and more. Just by working together, it's amazing how a crisis can bring people together, and that carries over. For example, in our Feed That ministry, in the cooperation of other groups that help our community, you learn to work together, and you realize the synergy in that you can do so much more working together than you can, separate entities. And so the faith-based community here has really come together in ways that will never be the same.
Teams came from all over the country. We had them from as far away as Oregon, as far north as New Jersey and New York, and I mentioned Michigan, all up in there. Repeatedly, we had teams that came in from throughout the Midwest and from all over the South that came in to help. And some of them came several times, others came just once. But and they came from all walks of life. Some of them professional people, others were just ordinary folks. Over the next 18 months, we housed and fed people who wanted to come in and take part in the effort here. And during that 18 months, we accommodated almost 1,000 people who came in. We fed them. Our crew at the church cooked the meals and fed them. The food largely was brought by the people who were coming in to work, and but we did what we could.
During the event, after the event, and still today, we've come across people who we helped, 10 years ago, who are still just can't thank us enough for what we provided, whether it was putting on a roof, whether it was taking off trees, whether it was being here to hand out diapers and water and provide meals, whatever it was that they needed. And so it really made an impact in the community, just the way that the churches just gave and just so it really just brought a unity between us and the community, I believe.
There was just so much love expressed through the groups that came to do the disaster relief and in the community. And let me just throw in at this point too, we didn't do this just in a vacuum all by ourselves. We were connected, and we were very much in communication with the city disaster relief as well as the parish disaster relief, so that we coordinated the supplies that were coming in, so that if they knew of stuff that was coming in, or we were getting more than we needed something, we'd let them know and they could divert it to other places. So it was a tremendous experience of cooperation with the parish.
I think we saw some walls coming down between various faith-based groups. I know initially when we went out and began asking people, can we help? What can we do to help you? And they would say, well, where are you from? We said, well, we're from wherever it was, Northside Baptist Church or Grace Memorial or wherever. And they said, well, we're Lutheran, or we're Episcopal, or we're Catholic. Most of them are Catholic because that's the majority of the people in this area. And we said, okay. And they said, well, you will still help us? And we said, yes, we're here to help. Doesn't make any difference if you're in another church or no church at all. We're here to do what we can to help you.
I believe because of what has happened and what happened after the storm, etc., I think that we will be much better prepared next time it comes around. And that some things have been put into place in our parish and city, and in our own church, and I'm sure with other churches and organizations, that we'll be better prepared to get on the job and do maybe a more effective job next time.